Throughout history, writing has been humanity's greatest invention, a bridge between thought and eternity. It's how we record our victories, beliefs, and knowledge. But scattered across the world are inscriptions that refuse to be understood, messages from the past written in scripts that no one can read, languages that no longer exist, and symbols that seem to defy logic. 10. The Rongorongo script of Easter Island. Deep in the Pacific, Easter Island is famous for its colossal stone heads, the moai. But equally mysterious is the Rongorongo script, discovered in the 19th century on wooden tablets scattered across the island. The glyphs feature human figures, animals, and abstract shapes arranged in reverse boustrophedon, a zigzag pattern where each line is read in the opposite direction of the one before. No one has ever deciphered Rongorongo. Some scholars believe it represents a form of proto-writing or symbolic recording used for rituals. Others think it's a fully developed script that encoded the Rapa Nui language, making it one of the few independent inventions of writing in human history. Sadly, most tablets were destroyed by missionaries who saw them as pagan relics. Today, only 24 remain, silent wooden witnesses to a language and culture that time has erased. 9. The Phaistos Disc. In 1908, an archaeologist named Luigi Pernier unearthed one of the most puzzling artifacts of the ancient world, the Phaistos Disc, discovered in a Minoan palace on the island of Crete. This clay disc, dated around 1700 BCE, is covered on both sides with 241 symbols arranged in a spiral, pressed into the clay using stamps, making it the first known example of movable type. The symbols depict human figures, tools, animals, and plants, but their meaning remains a mystery. Some believe it's a prayer, a calendar, or even a board game. Others suggest it's a message in an unknown language, possibly related to the undeciphered linear script of the Minoans. What makes it even stranger is that no other object like it has ever been found. Was it a one-time experiment, a sacred artifact, or a forgery ahead of its time? For now, the Phaistos Disc keeps its spiral secret. 8. The Shugborough inscription. Hidden in the English countryside lies Shugborough Hall, an 18th century estate with a peculiar monument known as the Shepherd's Monument. Beneath a carved relief of Nicolas Poussin's The Shepherds of Arcadia lies a short cryptic sequence of letters. O-U-O-S-V-A-V-V. For over 250 years, no one has deciphered it. Theories range from Masonic codes to hidden Templar secrets, even a clue to the location of the Holy Grail. Charles Darwin, Charles Dickens, and even Wewuwet cryptanalysts have tried and failed to decode it. Some claim it's a memorial cipher for a lost love. Others think it hides an alchemical formula. 7. The Voynich Manuscript. Discovered in 1912 by Polish collector Wilfred Voynich, this 240-page book has been called the world's most mysterious manuscript. Written on vellum and dated to the early 1400s, it's filled with strange plant drawings, astronomical diagrams, and human figures bathing in unknown liquids, all annotated in an indecipherable script that doesn't match any known language or cipher. Every letter seems purposeful, every pattern mathematically consistent, yet no one can read it. Linguists, AI algorithms, and codebreakers have all failed to decode its meaning. Some believe it's an elaborate medieval hoax, others think it's the work of an unknown genius using a lost code. Even the CIA and NSA have examined it without success. The Voynich Manuscript sits today in Yale University's Beinecke Library, still unread, still whispering a message from the past that no one can hear. 6. The Cascajal Block. In 2006, archaeologists in Mexico discovered a slab covered in 62 symbols, now known as the Cascajal Block. Dated to around 900 BCE, it's believed to belong to the Olmec civilization, one of the earliest cultures in Mesoamerica. The symbols include animals, insects, and abstract signs arranged horizontally, unlike other Mesoamerican scripts that run vertically. If genuine, this would make the Cascajal Block the earliest example of writing in the Americas. But no other similar inscriptions have been found, making verification difficult. 5. The Glozal Tablets. In 1924, a French farmer plowing his field near the village of Glozal stumbled upon something extraordinary. Hundreds of clay tablets, bones, and engraved stones marked with unknown symbols. The artifacts were dated anywhere from 500 BCE to 10,000 BCE, depending on who you ask, and they immediately divided the archaeological community. Some experts declared them forgeries. Others insisted they were genuine traces of a forgotten European culture. Radiocarbon dating later suggested a range between the Iron Age and early medieval periods. But the inscriptions remain unclassified. The glazel symbols appear to mix Phoenician, Greek, and runic alphabets, yet don't form coherent words in any known language. 4. The Fuente Magna Bowl. In Bolivia, near Lake Titicaca, a farmer unearthed a large stone vessel, later dubbed the Fuente Magna Bowl. Inside were carvings resembling Sumerian cuneiform and Proto-Sumerian symbols. If genuine, it would imply contact between ancient Mesopotamia and South America, something mainstream archaeology deems impossible. The bowl's authenticity is fiercely debated. Some researchers claim the writing is too well preserved to be ancient. Others argue it's an extraordinary piece of evidence for early transoceanic exchange. No one has been able to verify where it truly came from. 3. The Blythe Intaglios. In the California desert near Blythe, 6 massive figures are etched into the ground. Human shapes, animals, and geometric lines, only visible from the air. These are the Blythe Intaglios, estimated to be between 450 and 2,000 years old. They bear an uncanny resemblance to the Nazca lines of Peru, yet their creators remain unknown. Native American tribes say they depict mythological beings, perhaps Mastamo, the creator in Mojave legend. But the true purpose remains elusive. There are no written records or oral traditions explaining their scale or placement. Who carved them, and why only from a bird's eye view? 2. The Singapore Stone. At the mouth of the Singapore River once stood a massive sandstone slab covered in ancient script, the Singapore Stone. Discovered in the early 1800s, it was unfortunately destroyed by British engineers, leaving only fragments that survive in the city's museum today. The inscription, believed to date between the 10th and 13th centuries, appears to be written in an ancient form of Malay, Javanese, or Sanskrit, but no one has been able to translate it completely. Some historians think it recorded the deeds of a local king or a curse protecting sacred land. Others connect it to the Srivijaya Empire, a powerful maritime kingdom that mysteriously collapsed. 1. The Indus Valley Script. At the top of our list lies one of humanity's greatest unsolved linguistic mysteries, the Indus Valley Script. Found on thousands of seals, pottery shards, and tablets from sites like Harappa and Mohenjo-Daro, this script consists of short sequences of symbols, animals, tools, and geometric signs, dating back over 4,000 years. Despite decades of research, no one has successfully deciphered it. There are too few long texts to identify patterns, and no bilingual Rosetta Stone to compare it with. Some argue it's not a true language, but a set of religious or economic symbols. Others believe it encoded an ancient Dravidian tongue. If decoded, it could reveal the names of rulers, beliefs, and trade systems of one of the world's first great urban civilizations. Somewhere out there, the key to one of these inscriptions might already exist, hidden in a forgotten library buried beneath a desert, or waiting on a museum shelf to be recognized. Until that day, they remain the world's most tantalizing riddles, proof that the past still holds secrets we've barely begun to read. If you enjoyed exploring these ancient mysteries, subscribe for more stories that uncover the lost, the undeciphered, and the unexplained corners of human history.